Whoa. That's crazy.
And then our older guys or veterans, they're either playing in the pro league in Puerto Rico, or some of them are in Europe, and either their clubs or coaches told them to go already, so they couldn't be here now. But we got to do what we got to do with what we have, and I'm glad I'm here playing with this team and being able to be a captain of this really young squad, and just get some experience with them. I think it's really important for them and for me as well to get playing time in this tournament. So
that's crazy because we were looking at this roster, and even though it's quite young, it has impressed us over the past few days. Of course, Rodriguez being the oldest guy out there at 29, but the rest of you all in your early 20s.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah.
So got some 17-year-olds.
We do. Yeah.
That's crazy. So, how many of these guys have you played with before, though? Because I'm assuming that over the years, whether it's different club teams or different versions of the national team, you've been together in some shape or form before.
Yeah. So out of the starting squad. The middle, Antonio Elias, Jamal
Ellis. He's at Lewis, right?
Yeah, he's at Lewis. He's doing his 6th year now.
Wow.
He was there when COVID happened, and he had a redshirt year. And Cliston as well. We all played with each other last summer, so us 4. And then Kevin Rodriguez, the setter, he started playing with us in the Pan American Cup a few weeks ago
in Guadalajara.
So we had a little bit of connection there, but not as much. And then everyone else, never played with them, so I think everyone's in the same boat on the team. We know each other, we've played against each other, we've heard about each other in tournaments and stuff, but just no practice. So, but
that's remarkable. So no wonder, like as we saw tonight, and you had 2 extremely difficult teams the first 2 matches, but even just some of the offensive connection things, some of the little details. Everett was calling it small ball. Like you ran down an overpass ball that came back to this corner that Kevin served.
Yeah.
Ran it down, put it right in his head. Like little details like that, we saw really a lot of improvement in just 2 days for you guys.
Yeah, it's definitely tough to start off the tournament playing against Cuba and USA, 2 VNL teams and
who have been together all summer. Yeah.
Basically, and it's not every day that you get to say that you played against the #1 USA team. So that was definitely a good experience yesterday, and just good to see where we were at, and just the things we have to improve. But I'm really, like I said, excited about this young group, and tomorrow we'll play the quarterfinals with the winner of either Dominican Republic or Mexico. So, and we know those teams pretty well. And if we are playing on our A game, I can see ourselves, having a good match and moving on to semifinals. And who knows, maybe playing USA again.
We thought the exact same thing because, this match coming up in about 40 minutes, you'll play the winner of that straight up. So I assume you guys are going to stick around, do a bit of scouting.
Yeah, we'll do a little bit of that, probably shower in a little bit. But, just hang around, do a little bit of scouting, and just regroup. Thankfully, fortunately, we have a few hours to recruit because last night,
that's a tough turnaround.
You had to play the late game in the early game.
And then woke up at 7 for breakfast and then go practice and stuff like that. So, just get a little bit of rest. A few guys feeling a little bit sore here and there. So get that together, and tomorrow come in and come strong.
So how comfortable are you guys starting to feel? Because you guys looking today, you seemed very comfortable together. The offense was flowing, things were working. And I have to say, we're really impressed by the young core that you guys are building. And we think that it's something that you guys can really build upon to regain status within the volleyball world.
Yeah. The more reps we get, it's the better. I think a few, 3-4 years ago, it was when the whole kind of change in the national team program came, where we started focusing on the younger guys. And then that's kind of how it's been since the World Championships. I was able to go in Poland, and since they're the same group, as long as we can, we're sticking together. But some guys, like I said, have other priorities to either go play pro and stuff. And usually these tournaments in the summer are in July or August. I know there's one coming up in late September.
Yeah.
And I probably won't be able to be there. But
what is it? Pan Am.
It's a final six. Yeah.
In Edmonton.
Canada. Just more reps with the guys. But I believe in a few years, if this core of 14, 16 guys sticks together and is practicing every summer and is playing either professionally in high leagues we can get ourselves into, you know, hopefully the VNL and get ourselves in the conversation of, you know, maybe going to the Olympics one day or, you know, stuff like that.
And yeah, I mean, when we were growing up, Puerto Rico was a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Right? They were doing well at World Championships. I mean, Hector Soto was leading
Yeah.
the team then, and they're doing well at World Championships and playing in World League. And unfortunately, we've seen that decline over a number of years. And I mean, I do think that there's certain socio-economical situations for that too back home for you guys. But how many guys are you missing who would be included in maybe like the starting roster from this team?
It's good, you know, probably 6, 7, 8 guys.
Oh, okay.
So
wow.
like, I would say, let's take into perspective the World Championships, which was, I think, the last tournament the whole squad was together. We, at the starting lineup, I think Cliston was the only one playing right side at that moment. Everyone else is not here at the moment.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I think to that tournament, it was only Cliston, myself, and Antonio Elias who was there. So yeah, we've had, you know, a few things in the country here and there. I don't know if I can talk about those things, so we'll just
Fair enough.
We'll just say, you know, just got to keep playing and do what we can do with what we have.
I think there's a lot of reason for optimism, though. I mean, the confidence-building win here, some chemistry coming together after only a couple days. One thing I want to ask about, too, before we get you out of here and get some food and rest, what is it like passing with brand-new guys? Have you played with Albaladejo and Cliston on the left side before? Like,
No.
what is the serve-receive chemistry like?
Yeah, so, you know, it's a little bit, you know, funky, weird. I try and take, I know Cliston's still getting comfortable, trying to get used to passing on the left side. So myself and the libero, we try and just take as much court as we can, because we know teams are, you know, most likely going to serve him in a game. So when we can,
he's hung in there pretty well.
Yeah, and he's getting better at that. Yeah, I try and take as much as command as I can, and then it's also weird, you know, so I came back from Mason using the Molten. And
Great point.
doing this switch to the Mikasa, which I personally like the Mikasa a little bit more.
Me too.
Passing, all you have to do is just have the platform out there, and you're going to be great. But the Molten, I think it's a ball for, like, superstars, like show players. If you want to bounce a ball, the Molten's the ball you want to have. It's super heavy, and it's going to bounce. But, yeah, so that switch is a little funky, and I know in Puerto Rico, in the league over there, they use the Molten. So then it's kind of like it's a really weird change. But
switching volleyballs, if you haven't played with these two, like the two different balls,
difference.
very different, underrated thing that you have to think a lot about as you change balls. Like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think the Mikasa is the better ball.
yeah. But
Well, Omar, we really appreciate you coming to chat with us. We've had a lot of fun watching your team. We really like your guys' young team. And hey, if some of those veterans don't want to come back, I think you should just start rolling with these guys.
17-year-olds.
Yeah, you guys got some young guys, some teenagers who can ball.
yeah, it's a good future and good things to look ahead. So, you know, thank you for having me, guys, and I'll see you around.
Yeah,
the
for
tournament
sure.
stuff.
We'll see you tomorrow for sure.
Good luck
Sounds good.
tomorrow, dude. Get
Awesome.
some rest. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Omar.
All right, bye.
Yeah.
Go for it. Thanks, buddy.